You know, they'll have. Hey, thank you for being here, Bijan. I'll let everybody rotate. How late are we?
We're
5
50
minutes late. I'm sorry.
We were doing the town's business, we weren't just fooling around here.
All signatures. Invoices, so if there's a question. Yeah.
Who brought the pizza?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Help yourself. Let me show you your agenda here.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
See, there's people still around.
Marty.
Hoping for Thursday.
Thanks. Oh, we'll wait for John Stevens. Here he is. All right. There's pizza back there.
It's not solely related to the lifter itself, but it could be related to the camshaft. And due
Sure you're muted online,
Glass
please.
of water in the library, in the kitchen.
You know, I think you should consider $2,500 stipend for each select board member.
Jesus, that's an insult.
Do you
That's
want,
an insult.
you want to have a GoFundMe for that?
See, nobody's here.
Oh, it be found. The minimum was 2,500.
Which waterman?
I think it's 5,000.
Who gets 5,000?
Waterman, you think?
Waterbury?
I remember reading somewhere. In somebody in the report.
They gave up, I think they gave up.
They brought it back up.
Okay, we're starting a little bit late. Mark time is 19:09. We're just 9 minutes late. I'm going to call to order the regular meeting Tuesday, January 13th of the Select Board. Roll call is everybody's present. If you haven't signed in the clipboard over there for the audience, please do so. We have public participation, which is Pierre Gomez.
And he's not coming today, he said.
I think so, but we had it on the agenda, so I see that there is a Gomez legal counsel.
Yeah, but I don't think he's speaking to
Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is approval of minutes. December 19th, we have a motion to approve the December 19th minutes.
I mean, the December 9th.
I'm sorry, December 9th minutes, pardon me.
That's all right, that's my job.
Keep me straight, that's right. Thank you.
Second.
Are there any, is there any discussion about the December 9th minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the December 9th minutes indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any objections or abstentions? Hearing none, December 9th minutes are approved. December 17th minutes, do I have a motion to approve the special select board meeting of December 17th?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion?
None.
Hearing none, all in favor of approving the minutes of December 17th indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any objections or abstentions? Hearing none, those minutes are approved. December 23rd, do I have a motion to approve the December 23rd minutes?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion?
I have
December 9th, December 23rd, right?
December 23rd.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so on page 1, on the last full paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down, I think you want to change the word "are" to "be." So the sentence would read, should NPD staffing problems be resolved?
Is there anything else, Mary?
Well, I had a comment about this. Do I need to say that now?
This was,
Possibly illegal.
I don't know why you wouldn't. I'm not an attorney, but this is,
So on page 3, under public participation on schedule, section 4, I think that my comment is that section 4A, this was inappropriate and possibly illegal.
okay.
Well, is that in addition to the minutes?
No, that was just a comment
That's just a comment.
that I wanted to clarify because that happened and I've had feelings.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on the December 23rd minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the December 23rd minutes indicate by saying aye. Are there any objections or abstentions? Hearing none, the 23rd December minutes have been approved. Do I have a motion to approve the December 29th minutes?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the minutes of December 29th indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, the minutes is approved.
Well, I think I'm gonna abstain.
Oh, 401. Why would you abstain?
Because I wasn't there for the beginning. I didn't take action.
Okay,
I could remember that was the day I couldn't establish, I understand that.
You
Ken.
did adjourn.
Yeah,
You did the motion to adjourn.
I did, but I didn't approve the time.
okay. So, where were we? Are we on January 6th?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes, special meeting minutes of January 6th?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? This is about the fire department budget, by the way, and the highway department budget. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor of approving the minutes of January 6th, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Approval of bills, approval of warrant 1326 and 1326A for a total of $3,008,447.49. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion?
I have one comment. Page 23. And Lori left the room. Oh, no, Lori's there. 2,262,000 bond anticipation note. I know in the meeting minutes that I just abstained from, can you explain what happened?
So was that a payment on, let me just make sure I'm.
So the minutes were to,
So we needed to, the water project for Main Street and for the reservoir is reimbursed by the state, but we have a cash flow, it's a reimbursement, so we have to pay the bill first,
Yep.
and then we get reimbursed.
Yep.
So we have a bond anticipation note to cover paying the contractor, and then we have to wait for the state to reimburse us. There were several outstanding invoices that had not been reimbursed by the state. So the project was approved for $7.2 million by the public.
Yep.
I initially felt we didn't need to take out the whole $7.2 million for a bond anticipation note.
Got it.
So I did a calculation, it was about $3.2 million, I believe, that we took out the bond anticipation note. I thought that would provide enough coverage. Because of that backlog on reimbursement from the state, we ran out, actually. We maximized that $3.2 million, so I couldn't borrow anymore. So we did a increase to the bond anticipation note. I think it was $4.5 million. The note was increased to 4.
Telephone number.
It's a,
Can you mute, please?
Whoever got their microphone on, mute it, please.
It's a telephone number, I can't see.
so the bond anticipation note is a line of credit.
Yeah.
So we don't pay, we're not paying any interest until I draw down and only for the amount we draw. So that was the increase in the bond anticipation note that we needed. Then on, I believe it was December 30th, we received $2.6 million from the state of Vermont. As
That's
a
the missing
reimbursement.
piece that I did not follow.
We received that payment and we are required, well, we're required to pay it within, it's either 20 days or, but I obviously want to pay it immediately.
Yep.
Because I don't want to be paying the bank more interest than we
yeah.
have to. So that money, we received the money from the state and we immediately paid down the line of credit, which is the $2.6 million you're seeing on the warrant.
Very good. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you very much.
Thank you for asking Lori that, Dave.
Yeah. I know where to go to get answers.
I have a question.
Please. Liddy, do you have any questions? John, do you have any questions?
No.
Please, Mayor.
On page 18, item number 36042, it's something about dam removal design, $854.50, which is fine. I don't care how much you spend for that, but I just need to be able to report that to the people who are waiting to do the river path, because it's all about waiting for this dam removal. So is something happening on the dam?
Not,
I can't answer that question.
no, not really. We've got a DocuSign that's just a continuing expense with the design, but we do have a DocuSign that which means it's an electronic signature.
Yeah, I know.
That just came in today, and we'll be able to update you with that after we figure out how to open up and sign it.
Okay.
But well, going back and looking at it, I recall signing off on an invoice, and my recollection is it was just sort of the end of the project, engineering.
Okay, that's all I needed to
To
know.
help close out the project.
Yeah, that's all I needed to know, because I can talk about that. We're waiting with bated breath for that project to get going, so we have something to work with.
Is there any further discussion on the payroll? I'm sorry, on the warrant? All right, so all in favor of approving warrants 1326 and 1326A for a total of $3,008,447.49, please indicate by saying aye. Are there any objections or abstentions? Warrant has been authorized.
Do I send these around for you to sign?
Yeah, but not yet.
Okay.
We'll do that at the end of the meeting.
All right.
Thank you, Steve.
All right.
Do I have a motion to receive the bi-weekly payroll through December 21st for a total of $124,794.81?
So move.
Second?
Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the bi-weekly payroll through December 21st, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Do I have a motion to receive the special payroll through December 29th for a total of $73,494.96? Do I have a motion?
Second.
Moved and second. Is there any discussion about receipt of the special payroll? Hearing none. All in favor of approving special payroll through the December 29th for a total of $73,494.96, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Notice we're not approving the payroll, we're receiving the money's been, we're acknowledging that the money's
I
been.
appreciate the distinction.
Yeah.
That was a 2-hour
How it
discussion.
just slays me that we've already spent the money and now we're receiving this. All right, receive the bi-weekly payroll through January 4th for a total of $112,463.68. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. So moved.
Second, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor of receiving the bi-weekly payroll through January 4th for a total of $112,463.68, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next thing on the agenda is possible amendment to the town ordinance. So far, what the board has heard and has seen is that on Union Brook and other places in the community, we have a problem with people putting stuff in our right-of-way which prevents traffic from flying, prevents the easy flow of traffic. There is rules in the state of Vermont that says you can't do such a thing, and I have put those rules in your package. And there's also, and a verification from the Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns on what action we can take. We do not have a police officer currently right now, so we have to either wait for an officer to be on board, or how does the board want to pursue this? We have a resident in town who last meeting pointed out the conditions. In fact, he got rear-ended at that spot. We have a citizen who is parking in the road during snowstorms. So if you go up there, in fact, I took a video of it because when I deliver Meals on Wheels, I have a camera in my car. And I took the video of that where you can see that the snowplows had to go around the vehicle, 2 vehicles that were parked there, plus the vehicles that are on the opposite side of the road, which is not on his property. The vehicles that are there are impeding snow removal. I have created a suggestion that we send a letter to the property owner that is not the offending.
Okay, you'll have to turn that off.
Can you turn off your mute, please? Can you mute yourself?
So we have we've got to figure out which way we want to go. We don't have a police department.
Indicator for the
So we can't
Hear a lot of pessimism out there.
one of our team out there to write a ticket because he's not here. And then we're gonna have to, everything associated with that would be removing the car. So from my from what I read from Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns, the authority is there to remove the offending vehicles. We just need to have law enforcement on board to do that. So the next question is, do we want to amend the town ordinance so it reflects the change of circumstances, whether it is to include language that allows us to address the property owner who's allowing this deposit of vehicles in the way, in our right of way to prevent us from maintaining the roads. How does the board want to proceed?
So you started by saying you were gonna propose writing a letter, and what is that letter going to say?
The letter to the property owner, well, it'll go to both people and both parties, they're across the street from each other, as to let them know that this is unacceptable, and have it as a neighborly letter that's also going to say enforcement actions are going to be pursued in accordance with, and we'll give them title and chapter of that the attorney is writing as we speak, I hope, that that letter will come from him to the two property owners, and in the meantime, that's one approach. The next approach is, we've got a hazard that's dangerous. One of our neighbors got rear-ended. Fortunately, there wasn't any damage done. Do we want to hire the sheriff? We don't have a police department. How would you, do we want to contract out with the surrounding law enforcement agency, probably the sheriff, to execute the state law?
Which is removing the vehicles?
That's what I would presume. I mean, that's,
So I have a question. In the packet that you gave us on page 4, there's a section 5 that deals with seasonal prohibition of overnight parking. Traditionally, everyone is focused on the village, the former village. But can't this be translated from the subject road?
where are you at, Steve?
My name is Dave, I'm on page 4,
Page 4, thank you.
I'm on section 5
This is comedy hour, right?
You're on page
Thank
4 of the town traffic
of the
ordinance.
town traffic ordinance.
Thank you.
Section 5, seasonal prohibition of overnight parking. My question is, don't we already have something in place that prohibits this?
We do.
So,
It also says on page 3, no vehicle parked or stopped shall obstruct the movement of
Exactly.
traffic.
And
So we
it's-
have two
it's the same
things.
thing, right, it's the
that's
same
already,
thing.
so the question then is, do we have to have a law enforcement to do this?
I can't imagine that, I honestly don't know. Any ideas, Steve?
Well, I mean, there's some sentences here, it says, no person shall stand, stop, or park a motor vehicle on the traveled portion of,
Which it is.
yes, but I think that and I could stand corrected on this, but I think the traveled portion is, the lane width from the center line, which is commonly 12 feet. The pavement may go
Well,
greater.
that's interpretation, because cars are towed out of the village, not in the travel lane of the road, i.e.
Parking spaces.
the parking spaces on the road. So that's open to interpretation.
Is that a winter snow?
That's the
removal?
winter snow removal.
Yes,
But that's part of the problem that Charlie's identifying.
yep.
We have nowhere to push the snow, and it's coming out. So that's just my question.
Yeah,
So I believe you're allowed to park on the side of the highway during the day, but not at night on town highways.
So these cars that I've seen in the video
Right,
have been there for a long time.
right, they were there overnight, and so I would not, as a tow truck driver, just haphazardly get a memo from the town manager and say, yeah, I'll go move that stuff. I think it has to be an enforcement officer.
Okay.
I would rather have that, because he'll be an officer of the court, he'll take pictures and
Yep.
do the arrows and circles and all that stuff.
would you like to start though with, I'm not sure if you use these words, but like the courtesy notice letter? That says-
I think we should.
I mean, I think the softer approach might be better, if nothing else, it may help diffuse some of the tension down the road where, you know, somebody could say, well, nobody ever told me, nobody ever asked me, I didn't know. And I think what I would suggest, I'd be happy to prepare that letter and send it, by the end of the week. And then at the same time, I really haven't had a chance to get up to speed on this stuff. Be prepared to have a more formal, specific recommendation at the next board meeting if the problem doesn't take care of itself.
That's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
It's been all winter long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's been longer than that, you know, like,
Yeah, this is
So the
not-
letter can give a deadline,
Yeah, that would.
and the manager can act on that
Yeah.
without board. That's your job.
Yeah, sure.
I think that we should do a thorough review of our ordinance and not just rush and try to make a little patch to it, like, it hasn't been updated in a long time. We should compare it with whether it really is doing what we want it to do and do an overhaul if we're doing something with the ordinance, but it seems like
I'm
the
with you.
state
So I
statute
agree with that
is-
100%,
But in the meantime,
but I think we already have it in our
Yeah,
ordinance.
you think that we're covered so he can execute?
That's my opinion.
And state law
All right,
also.
so if a law enforcement officer is ideal, does that mean you wanna have the sheriff come in if they'll
Let the
come in?
manager make that decision.
yeah, it doesn't, it
I'm
doesn't
just
feel-
sending the signal to
Let
the
the manager make that decision.
that,
We're not micromanagers here.
right, we're not. But I wanna send the signal that this problem needs to be resolved.
I agree.
Okay?
Yeah, couldn't your letter have what I fondly refer to as a drop dead date?
Sure.
Yeah. If you don't do this by this day, I'll be calling blah, blah, blah.
Well, let's not wait for another board meeting. Just
Okay.
Do it.
All right. Message received.
Thank you very much.
So we are not gonna act on,
So I do think you bring up a point that maybe, as Lydia says, we need to review our ordinances, because I do think there is a sequence in which we have to follow if we change or amend any ordinance.
that's right,
It's
it's
gonna
just like
take,
making a new one.
it's like taking a longer time than 2 weeks.
Well, typically, you gotta have, I think, a first reading, second reading, then once
Yeah.
it's approved, then it's like
So that's
30 days
like-
after posting.
And the language that I gave you as suggestions for doing that addresses the property owner also. So if Charlie Morse decides that he's gonna put a bunch of logs alongside the road and the guys can't go by it, that's a problem. That the property owner has to be adjusted, has to be, I think something should be in place so the property owner can be held accountable if they create a situation like Union.
So just for clarification, that is the first page of the document that we received, that you would.
No, I passed that out tonight.
What? I don't think I got it.
John,
Oh,
open
this
out.
is good.
That's a quick little thing.
Yeah.
I'll look at it.
And it adds on to an existing document.
That's not this.
No,
It's just this
That's,
little.
it's this blue with the blue
No,
on
you did
top.
give it to us, I thought it went with this.
No, I just passed it out. It's
The
a,
one you just passed out.
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
all right. Well, like I said, I think that's gonna take a much more cumbersome procedure. I think that the manager's got full direction from the board
Yeah.
to address it. And hopefully it
Just
addresses our,
Something else on the list. And we've got a chief here that maybe can give us some guidance.
That's.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're gonna have.
we're gonna have some authority here very shortly.
All right, so Vermont Transportation Certificate of Highway Mileage, 2026, this is an annual. And do I have a motion to approve the Certificate of Mileage Highway for the year ending February 2026? So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the certificate of highway mileage, as presented, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Well, are there any objections or any
That's it,
abstentions?
Mr. Chairman.
All right, there's a signature copy. By the way, in my records research, when I was going through the town file, these are filed with the town clerk. Just to let you know. All right, proposed Norwich University land transfer. Now, I passed out, in addition to that, a memo about what I found with the, did I pass that out or? was that-
Is that this document?
No. No,
We even got
this one.
Okay.
Don, which one is that? What are you holding up?
That's a memo.
Yes. From the highway subcommittee?
No, you see it. I'll
You
just
can
read
see
that real
mine.
quick.
You can see mine.
So for everybody, the property record, this is about the Norwich University property transfer to Center Park. I went through all the town of Northfield card files, cataloging any card file that was unclear or had the word Center, Park, or South Main Street. This led to 28 records from Book 5 to Book 64. In reviewing those records, 8 more records were referred to. One record in Book 5, page 619, I could not read due to the age of the document, and probably the reader. The listers did not have any documentation. Zoning has not found the permit for the Gold Star Monument. No language was found that clearly identified Center Park. Book 13 and 24 had property descriptions that appeared to meet the location but was described but did not meet the parcel size. Book 42, page 595/6 described the triangular park east of Park Avenue, former home of Lemrys that referenced Center Park, but not by book and page. I have a copy of the page for the Norwich subcommittee. In all the documents reviewed, there were no encumbrances like as long as the rivers flow and the trees grow. Conclusion, there is nothing in the town's records that prevent Northfield from entering a trade with the Center Park. If a trade is executed with Norwich University, the book and pages are in the hands of the committee. So I think the committee can pursue that discussion.
So that's
And
these.
John, right, and then John gave copies of everything that had been given to us previously. So, go get them, John and Dave.
Well, I will give the board an update. Informally, I spoke with the president this past weekend and told him an overview of what was happening in leadership in this town, and that I requested an appointment to see him to brief with the town interim manager and John and myself. And he said, let's book it. So I just confirmed our availabilities, and we will do that.
If there's any more documentation you need, give it to me. I will be happy to go into the town. Getting pretty good at the town hall. I don't think two of it, I know you and I couldn't fit in there together, but, because it's getting pretty small, but,
I take exception to that remark.
you resemble that now? Is that what you said? All right, cool. Approved so we are going to have, 2 things coming on later on, ladies and gentlemen. One is approval of the intermunicipal agreement for the interim police chief that the town manager has been working on, and also we're gonna have a tax sale update. Sadly, both of those are gonna be underneath the cone of silence for executive session is because it's a contract. And, so we will finish up with, town manager's report. Steve, on with that?
Are we gonna vote on this swap or not?
No.
On the swap? No, you're gonna come, no, you're just gonna negotiate a trade and bring it back to the board.
Okay.
Please.
Okay,
First off, let me interrupt.
sure.
For everybody in the streaming land and in the audience, this is Steve McKenzie. You should have introduced him at the beginning of the meeting. If Dave had been sitting over here, that would have happened, I'm sorry. But, we just went from one budget thing to another. Steve has got a long vitae, he's an engineer, a former city manager from Barry, and he's a welcome asset as we do the interim, change from, and finding a permanent manager. So, this is Steve McKenzie, thank you, Steve, for being here.
Can I add one more thing?
Sure.
I know we'd like to have your support while this fellow gets his feet on the ground, and we expect him to hit the ground running. So, anyway, I just wanted to say that.
I can run, I hope we don't stumble.
Yes.
But thank you much, Mr. Chair. I'm really, I was not planning on being this. Just very quickly, I was in private consulting at Coleman, Du Bois and King, an engineering firm in Randolph, Vermont. I retired from that to ascend to the seat or the appointment of Barry City Manager which started out to be about a 3-year term, and my tenure in Berry went for 12 years. And I retired about 3.5 years ago without any intention of working again. But the town started a search for an interim manager. I was approached by Bill Fraser, the former Montpelier city manager, but now working as a consultant for the town. He reached out to me, I'm sorry, for the League of Cities and Towns. He reached out to me, kind of piqued my interest. Long story short, I thought that I could provide a service to the town. I enjoyed public service. I really enjoyed my stint as a city manager. And I think we all know public service can be challenging at times, but you learn how to deal with it. I feel very comfortable dealing with the public. I can't solve everybody's problems, but I guarantee you that I basically have an open door policy. I will listen to people who have issues, and hopefully most of the problems I can solve, but maybe not, but I'll certainly give you the time to try to address problems. My interest is also piqued because, as it turns out, I know 3 members of the board, going all the way back to about 20-25 years when the chair was the village manager at the time, and we did a lot of utility work here in the community, including the biggest one was the upgraded wastewater treatment plant. But as it turns out, I know from that experience, I know 3 or 4 members of the staff, so getting oriented wasn't too much of a challenge. And I would say that for everybody that I've met in my probably been on the clock, I guess, for just over a week, but had a number of meetings with the select board before that on budget and so on and so forth. I'm very pleased to say my welcome has been very warm. A lot of people have introduced themselves. I think I'm remembering names and faces and connecting them correctly. But I've had a very warm reception. I look forward to working with the board. I look forward to serving the residents of the town, and we understand that we got some balls to pick up and things to resolve. But I'd like to think I'm up for the challenge. My only constraint is that I've committed to a part-time schedule, 20 office hours a week. I think we all understand that there'll be more hours spent than that, but around the edges. But my office hours are 9 to 1. And for the most part, if you want to see me, feel free to call, email, call Ken, schedule an appointment. I may not be able to see you right off, but I guarantee you I will meet with you and try to do the best I can. For the week that I've been here, pretty much like drinking out of a fire hydrant. I've started to get oriented to the transition, really started working through problems. I've met with all the department heads. Very good introductory meeting with the department heads. Feel warmly received by them. We've decided that we will meet weekly just to keep communications open. And it's a two-way street. I hope I'm not repeating myself, but I have an open door policy. So I'm approachable and I don't bite. So I think that's an overview.
That's an overview.
And I'm glad to be here. I think that's it.
The goal is that we change them from temporary to permanent, but that's.
Wife said hard no.
You'll have to talk to my agent about that.
Yeah, I know, I'm not gonna do that. It's hard enough.
But I'm glad to be here, and I'm looking forward to doing what I can to help out.
Thank you very much. Do you, you wanna read what you sent us?
Sure, I tell you what, I'm not gonna read everything, but the manager's report, which still getting up to speed. I wasn't able to get it into the packet on Friday, I distributed it over the weekend, but going forward, I'll do my very best to make sure the managing report is part of the packet. So.
That's all right, we're used to getting them on the weekend.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, that's sometimes when you have the spare time to do the stuff that you couldn't do during the week, but, I'm gonna try to get them into the packet.
Thank you.
So the public has access to it.
Right.
So I had a couple of sections, I said, notable actions during this reporting period. I'm not gonna, cover them all, just some of the highlights. Had the department head meeting, to introduce myself. A big, task forthcoming will be, negotiation with the union representing, the ambulance, and EMS personnel. That will be starting a new contract from scratch, and we established 2 days to meet in January, but this is not something that will be resolved in 2 days. Contract negotiations on established contracts typically take weeks to sometimes a lot longer. To start one from scratch will take longer, so it's quite likely it won't get resolved during my tenure, but we need to get it started, and we will do that. I met with the town attorney to get oriented on a number of issues. I attended 3 select board and budget committee meetings. Probably one of the more significant things I've done is to work with the board and Montpelier Police Chief Eric Nordenson to arrange interim police chief services. That's one of the big to-dos that was on the list that I was given to come here, so I think we're close to reaching closure on that. And worked with Charlie and Carl Bailey to resolve some closeout issues on the Northfield Falls sidewalk project, but I think we got that all resolved. Things that I'm looking forward to doing this week are follow up with a weekly department head meeting. I'm going to try to meet individually with all the department heads, but that will take place over a couple of weeks. The big Hall, I think, has been working on the budget, both me getting oriented to the budget and helping where I can, but just participating in that process to do what I can to support it. Another task is I'm working with our consulting finance director, Laura Garofio, to start the process to open up the search again for a finance director. We need to find that and replace that position. We're starting with some resumes that we have in hand. If we can find a suitable candidate from there, then great. If not, then we'll have to go back out. But that's, I think, the 2 big issues that I've dealt with in the last week have been being a police chief and getting started on the finance director position. I think that's the highlights. The 2 weeks have evaporated. Last week evaporated, and this one's going by just as fast. So.
Thank you, Steve. Dave, any questions?
No, just I have a few comments. Welcome again.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking this task on. And I look forward to working with you. The one thank you I do want to shout out to is Lori, because she is in a part-time position, but she hasn't missed a beat with the budget.
Yes.
So I want to publicly thank her.
But she's very committed and very dedicated.
So that's all I have.
I'd second what Dave just said.
That's called ditto.
Yes, ditto. I don't have anything else right now.
John?
Well, thanks for coming, Steve, and a shout out to Lori as well. Other than that, I don't have anything.
And they said, they
Yep.
stole all my
The
thunder.
benefits are going last.
And I can't say what I think about you, so non-public anyway.
We apparently didn't tell anybody else either.
Right.
So,
Board members' comments, concerns, and questions.
I just did mine.
Yeah.
We're all done with that? Public participation unscheduled. Is there anybody from the audience? Lynn?
came 2 weeks ago about that letter that got taken out of my personnel file, and I know what's been done so far.
What have we done so far?
Yeah,
Well, we have determined that that letter did not come out of our files that we have access to. The files that we don't have access to are going to be audited by the police department that we're going to pay for, and they'll look to see if that record's in our files.
it came out of that file because it has Northfield Department, Police Department head on it. It's signed by the chief that was there at the time. It was signed by the town manager that was there, Ted Nelson.
Right?
So it's pretty obvious it came out of this town's personnel
Well,
files.
So if you want to go down that path, I hate to take it apart, but you were given a copy of that. is
No,
that
I
right?
wasn't. That's one thing I never received, a letter, copy of that letter at all.
Well, we can't, the copies that we have do not mirror the copy that you have. In that there's handwriting on the copies that we have.
Can we not talk, don't we
It's
have a
public
pending,
participation.
don't we have a pending legal issue on this?
I think it's
I
for
believe
wrong.
that-
No, not on this letter at all.
No,
You
yeah,
need
Don't
to-
worry,
no,
don't worry
yes.
about it. We'll just-
Okay,
don't
all
worry about
right,
that
if
then.
we don't have a pending legal issue, that's fine.
What has been done so far with the personnel records that are supposedly under lock and key, that are not under lock and key down at that police department?
So it was identified that there was 6 banker boxes of records in the police department that were stored next to the tires in the garage. When I became aware of that, I asked the sole police officer if he would go down with me and we will do we will catalog those records. We went through each and every one of those files. We created a catalog of those files. And the ones that we determined to be sensitive, we returned to the chief of police office. It turned out that there was 24 banker boxes instead of 6. And we cataloged each one. So we took every file out of there and wrote down what box it was in and documented. And then the ones that we determined to be sensitive, we returned to the police chief's office, because that's the only place we had to put it. And we don't have access to any other cabinets inside there.
Did we get the keys back from the former police chief, and has his tag been deactivated so he no longer has access to that police department down
I
there?
did not. I don't know who did.
Don't you think that would be a proper thing to do?
That
Should have been done
would
the day his
that would be a
resignation.
personnel thing, and that would be the manager that does that.
So, we accepted a resignation from somebody back in October, and here it is, January, and we don't even know if we got the keys back or the tag's been deactivated or anything.
So what's been activated?
The tag that gets into the
Fob.
key
Oh, the fob?
card?
I can't answer that.
Boy. When is the last time we had the keys changed
I
down at
can't
that
answer
police
that.
department? Is it true that one of the garage doors down there doesn't close all the way to the bottom?
They were all closed when I was there.
So, we don't know if we got keys back yet. We don't know if we got his tag back yet. But yet, the day he went to the manager, because I was in that building down there, when there was nobody else down there, we paid somebody to have somebody come over and change the code to the ambulance door so I couldn't get into that building unless there was somebody there with a code. But yet, we haven't even done anything with the police department where there's all kinds of sensitive and vile material that
I can't answer that. I don't know what the former manager does. Does anybody have any?
Not ever as it relates there.
Yeah, we had a town manager, he's gone, we don't know what he did.
Well, don't you as the board have authority to call this individual or call his attorney?
He's not answering.
What about the attorney?
I don't know who his attorney is, but we have used his phone number to call him and he doesn't answer.
Then why haven't we got somebody down there change those locks and we do that passcode system down there?
My approach would be when we get an arrangement with the interim police chief, that he'll make those decisions, and I will encourage him to change, I personally will encourage him to change the locks, and I'm glad that you pointed out the car key system, because I had not thought about that. But the locks to the police chief, the locks that need to, there's gonna be an audit of the evidence room, training records, and what other records are inside the file that we don't have access to in the chief of police's office.
That's all I got to do.
Is there anybody else that has it? Yes, Marcia?
Hi. Lorna Doty. I don't think changing locks and changing a key fob is something you should wait for an interim police chief. Are you gonna have someone within the next 24 hours?
I'm not gonna do it. That's up to the manager. He's the facility guys, and we had we have one employee that is still there. I don't have any contacts. She, as the manager, is her direct report right now. So they have to work it, and if they need money, that's when they come to the board.
Mr. Newtown Manager, I would request that you look into that ASAP. I see that as a big legal liability.
I guess what I try not to do is make promises I can't keep.
Right.
I will have this addressed by the end of the week, sooner if we can, but I don't want to tell you it's gonna be tomorrow when.
No, I understand that, but I don't.
But I also appreciate the sensitivity of the issue, but I'm hopeful by the end of this meeting, we're gonna have an interim police chief on board, and we can start out using new resources that frankly have a lot more expertise in that area than I do.
Right. Okay. Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Anybody else from here in the committee room would like to speak? What's your
I just want to
name?
thank you guys for following through with this issue on
Are you Mr. Hannah?
Pardon?
You Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
Okay.
Dave Hanna.
Dave, yep.
He drives a nice Jeep. Anybody else in the audience? Anybody else from the streaming world?
A hand raised for Heather Snyder.
Yeah, hard enough corner.
Heather Snyder, please. Well, I didn't realize you could do that. So there's a button on the machine where you can raise your hand?
Yeah, although sometimes it gets pushed accidentally, but. Heather, did you want to speak? You can unmute yourself if you want to speak. I don't think there's an issue with people being able to unmute.
I have no comment. I must have pushed the wrong button.
Yeah, that happens.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's good to know you can talk though, so that you're not muted.
Join the club. We have paperwork to sign. I will take a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of contracts, to invite Chief Nordstrom, Chief Nordmanson, and also Attorney Kevin Kite for the purpose of tax sales. And the manager?
So moved.
Thank you. We'll be in executive session in about 10 minutes. If you all want a piece of pizza, grab one now. And Ken, would you help us up? Executive session.
Chair.
What I got.